The Galactic Instructor, a towering and regal alien, steps off a spaceship and looks down at the humans standing casually in a field. The alien, with its glowing eyes and fancy robes, seems confident in its superiority. With an air of grandiosity, the instructor announces, "I have come to educate you, primitive Earthling, on the fundamentals of universal knowledge." The human, unfazed, casually lowers their soda and raises an eyebrow. "Oh, good. I was just about to brush up on my intergalactic education. But first, I gotta check if I've got enough pizza to share," the human says with a grin. The alien looks puzzled, trying to process the words. The human, not missing a beat, waves their hand dismissively and adds, "Yeah, I know. Earth's pretty underdeveloped by universal standards, huh? Not much going on around here, just, gravity and pizza. We like to keep it simple." The alien, taking the human's words at face value, nods seriously. It's as if the alien genuinely believes humans are living in some primitive state, unaware that the human is just being sarcastic. The instructor, now thinking that the human must be eager for education, prepares to teach them grand cosmic wisdom. With all seriousness, the alien responds, "Indeed. But fear not, Earthling. You are about to learn the true depth of cosmic wisdom. I shall guide you through the secrets of the universe, starting with your most basic understanding of life." The human smirks, unfazed by the alien's pompous tone, and casually replies, "Secrets of the universe, huh? Yeah, sure. But first, are you sure you're ready for Earth-level knowledge? This stuff can get pretty wild. I mean, we've got pizza. You've probably never seen anything like it." The alien, completely oblivious to the sarcasm, prepares to begin the lesson, thinking it is about to enlighten this primitive Earthling. The human, on the other hand, is just getting started with their light-hearted mockery, making it clear that while the alien may have come to teach, they have no idea what they're in for. The alien, eager to learn about Earth's science, asks the human to explain something fundamental, like gravity. The human, with a confident grin, takes a deep breath and begins, "Okay, so imagine this. Gravity is like pizza toppings. If you tilt the pizza, they fall off. That's basically gravity. Stuff falls toward the ground when you drop it, and it sticks there unless you throw it off." The human looks pleased with their explanation, expecting the alien to be amazed. The alien, however, doesn't look impressed. In fact, its face scrunches up in confusion. "You expect me to believe that the very fabric of your existence is held together by pizza toppings?" it asks, its tone both serious and skeptical. The human shrugs, unfazed by the question, and casually responds, "You see, the pizza is really the universe, and gravity is just that force keeping everything from turning into a giant cheese disaster. Oh, and don't even get me started on football. It's a full-contact sport where people just drop things and fight over them." The alien blinks, clearly trying to wrap its head around the analogy, but it only gets more confused. Football, dropping things, fighting. The alien tries to connect these Earth concepts, its mind struggling to make sense of the casual comparison. It's like trying to put together a puzzle, but the pieces don't fit. The human watches with amusement, smirking at the alien's increasingly frustrated expressions. The alien, not wanting to admit defeat, tries again to analyze the situation, asking more technical questions about pizza physics and whether humans actually rely on pizza for survival. The human, of course, plays along, adding more ridiculous analogies. "Well, if you don't have pizza, your whole universe could collapse into chaos. Like, imagine your whole world just covered in gooey cheese with no crust to hold it together." As the alien continues to probe deeper into the science of pizza, the human's simplified and exaggerated explanations only serve to baffle the instructor further. With each attempt to get a more serious answer, the alien only grows more frustrated, unable to understand the simplicity or absurdity of the human's explanation. The key comedy here is the alien's genuine attempt to grasp human science, while the human remains carefree and sarcastic, making light of the complexity by reducing it to something as trivial as pizza. This is the first moment where the alien starts to realize that human logic might be a bit different. The alien, still convinced that humans are weak and underdeveloped, decides to ask the protagonist about their physical strength. With a skeptical look, the alien asks, "Tell me, Earthling, how do your kind possess physical power when your bodies are so unrefined?" The human, not missing a beat, bursts into laughter. "Oh, we're pretty strong. I mean, have you ever seen a football player slam into someone, or a fast food worker carrying stacks of 10 pizzas at once without breaking a sweat?" The human grins, knowing full well how absurd the alien's ideas about human strength must be. The alien, still doubtful, frowns. "This, football, and the pizza man, they are your strongest?" The human nods, still amused by the alien's confusion. "Oh yeah, we can lift heavy boxes, carry groceries, and somehow still be strong enough to pull off last-minute pizza orders." The human's tone is almost mocking now, exaggerating the mundane tasks that humans perform as if they were Herculean feats. The alien looks a little perplexed. "I see. But surely this is not true strength. These tasks seem trivial." The human raises an eyebrow and smirks. "Trivial? Buddy, these are the real challenges of Earth. You've never tried carrying 3 pizzas while holding a drink, have you? That's strength right there." The alien, eager to prove it can match the strength of an Earthling, attempts to lift a box of pizza. It approaches the task with all the confidence of a seasoned warrior. But as it grabs the box, its face twists. In confusion, the box doesn't budge. The alien strains, its face turning purple, but the box remains firmly on the ground. The human watches with amusement, shaking their head. "Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes when you underestimate. Don't worry, you'll get it, and with a little effort, like humans do when we deal with piles of pizza boxes." The alien grumbles, still trying to lift the box, but only succeeds in embarrassing itself. The human shakes their head, throwing in a sarcastic comment. "Maybe next time, try carrying 10 pizzas. That'll really show your strength." Despite its best efforts, the alien's attempt to match human strength goes hilariously wrong. Each movement the alien makes seems to worsen its failure, and the human can't help but mock it gently. "Maybe you need some more practice with the basics, like carrying a few grocery bags without crushing them." The key comedy here lies in the alien's overestimation of its own strength and the human's casual mockery of the alien's physical inability to grasp Earth's simple, everyday tasks. It's a funny and relatable moment that highlights just how far removed the alien is from understanding the physical resilience of humans. The alien, still skeptical about the complexity of human existence, now turns its focus to emotions. Emotions. You say humans have them, but I find it difficult to believe. Surely your primitive minds cannot comprehend such complexity. The human, with a playful smirk, takes the challenge head-on. "Oh, we have emotions all right," the human responds, putting on a mockingly serious tone. "Imagine magma erupting on Mars, but it's love, not lava. That's pretty much the emotional roller coaster we're on every day." The human pauses for effect, watching the alien's confused expression grow deeper. The alien, utterly baffled, tilts its head in confusion. "But magma, love, this makes no sense," it says, clearly struggling to connect the dots. The human laughs, waving their hand dismissively. "It's like football. When the game is super intense, the fans scream, they cry, they throw things. Basically, they experience every emotion at once. It's a big emotional mess." The human leans in a little closer, adding with a sarcastic grin, "You should try watching a game sometime. It'll blow your mind." The alien, still not getting it, stares blankly for a moment before responding, "But football, throwing, screaming, this is..." Illogical. Exactly, the human responds enthusiastically, clearly enjoying the alien's confusion. That's love, but let me break it down for you even further. You know that feeling of anger? It's like when you're waiting in line for fast food and the person in front of you is taking forever to order. That's pure, unadulterated human rage right there. The alien's eyes widen, still trying to process the human's overly simple explanations of deep human emotions. Anger is waiting for food, it mutters, clearly struggling to accept the concept. The human chuckles and shakes their head. Yep, and don't even get me started on confusion. You ever tried putting IKEA furniture together? That's a full-on emotional breakdown. The whole room's a battlefield of frustration, but at the end, you somehow build something. Or you don't. Now, the alien's attempt to grasp human emotions takes a comically literal turn. It starts to squirm, its expression shifting wildly between confusion, frustration, and what might be the beginning of actual anger, or something like it. I am feeling something, the alien mutters, its tone no longer as confident as before. Welcome to the emotional chaos, the human says with a wink. You'll get used to it. Trust me, it only gets worse when you're stuck in traffic or dealing with a broken Wi-Fi connection. The alien, overwhelmed by its own emotions, finally lets out a frustrated sigh and stumbles backward. These emotions, they are unbearable, it exclaims, thoroughly shaken by the experience. The human, watching the alien struggle, can't help but offer one last sarcastic comment. That's right. Welcome to human life. Now try not to cry when you find out how confusing love can get. In the end, the alien is completely flustered, unable to make sense of human emotions, and maybe even experiencing its first taste of them. The human, ever the sarcastic guide, watches with amusement as the alien grapples with the emotional chaos of being human. The comedy here comes from the alien's genuine attempt to understand human feelings, while the human's playful and oversimplified explanations only add to the confusion. The alien's struggle to process even the simplest emotional experiences highlights just how far apart their worlds truly are. The alien, clearly frustrated with the lack of progress in their lessons, decides to assert their intellectual superiority. With a smug look, the alien declares, "Now, Earthling, let me teach you something beyond your comprehension. Our most advanced technology. We can teleport across galaxies. You couldn't possibly understand the complexity of such a feat." The human, unfazed, raises an eyebrow and squints as if deep in thought. "Oh, teleportation. Sure, I've got that one too. It's called Uber Eats. You just order food and it's here in like 15 minutes, no intergalactic travel required," the human says with a mischievous grin. The alien's confusion deepens. "But Drissa, we can bend space. Surely you do not compare it to ordering food." This alien's voice trembles as if it can't quite believe what it's hearing. The human winks. "Hey, both teleportation and food delivery come with tracking, so they're basically the same. You wouldn't understand the intricacies of Earth technology like pizza delivery drivers." The human's tone drips with sarcasm, clearly enjoying the alien's bewilderment. The alien, growing increasingly determined to prove its superiority, insists, "We manipulate the fabric of space itself. You cannot possibly compare such a thing to your pizza." "Oh, I'm not comparing it," the human responds with a smirk. "I'm just saying teleportation and pizza delivery are both essential to the survival of Earth, and you should really try ordering a pizza during rush hour. That's where the real space bending happens." At this point, the alien, eager to demonstrate their advanced technology, attempts to replicate the human's version of teleportation, the act of delivering something in an instant. It activates its teleportation device, but instead of delivering anything, it glitches wildly. The alien flickers in and out of existence, disappearing and reappearing in the same spot over and over, as if trapped in an infinite loop. The human watches in amusement, barely holding back laughter. Looks like you've got a few bugs in your system, huh? Maybe you should call customer support. Earth tech is way more reliable. The alien's frustration mounts as it continues to glitch, but no matter how hard it tries, it can't get the teleportation device to function correctly. It eventually stops, panting, and glares at the human. This is not how it's supposed to work. The human casually shrugs and pulls out their phone. Yeah, well, when you're done with your superior space travel, you can always just order a pizza. It's really quite simple. You don't need to bend space for it. The key comedy here is the alien's attempts to outsmart the human with its advanced technology, only for the human to effortlessly flip the situation by comparing it to something as mundane as pizza delivery. The alien's frustration, combined with its inability to replicate something so simple and earthly, creates a hilarious reversal of roles, where the human outsmarts the alien with sarcastic logic and everyday technology. As the alien stands there, completely baffled by its malfunctioning teleportation system, the human calmly orders a pizza on their phone, showing just how much simpler Earth's technology really is. The alien, still struggling to understand, has no choice but to grudgingly acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, Earth's simplicity isn't so bad after all. The alien, visibly defeated and with a hint of respect in its voice, finally concedes. Perhaps Earthlings are more advanced than I thought, but you still have much to learn, the alien says, its tone begrudging but acknowledging. The human, never missing a chance to throw in one last sarcastic remark, leans back, grinning. Yeah, but when you're ready for the real challenge, figuring out who's got the better pizza, call me. The human chuckles, clearly enjoying the role reversal. The alien, still somewhat confused by the human's carefree attitude, tries to mimic human behavior in a valiant but comically misguided effort. The alien picks up a slice of pizza, holding it awkwardly with both hands. It examines it carefully, as if trying to decode the complex technology of eating. After a few moments of uncertainty, the alien awkwardly takes a bite, only to end up with pizza sauce smeared across its face. The human stifles a laugh, but can't help but comment, "Yeah, that's about right. You'll get the hang of it, eventually." In a final attempt to blend in, the alien reaches out to high-five the human, but instead of a smooth, coordinated motion, it fumbles with its arms, managing only to awkwardly wave its hands in the air. The human, barely able to hold in their amusement, reaches out to awkwardly return the high five, but it's clear that the alien is still far from mastering the simple art of human social interaction. As the scene fades, the alien is still struggling to navigate basic human customs while the human casually takes another bite of pizza, completely at ease. End credits. The alien continues fumbling through human ways, trying to understand everything from eating pizza to shaking hands, still not quite getting it but having fun in its own way. Meanwhile, the human looks on, bemused and relaxed, knowing that while the alien might have learned a lot, it still has a long way to go before understanding Earthling life. The key comedy here lies in the alien's continued misunderstandings of simple human actions, like eating pizza and attempting a high five. The humor is amplified by the contrast between the human's relaxed attitude and the alien's earnest but awkward attempts to fit in, providing a funny and light-hearted resolution to their interaction.